What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff and I'm here to tell you about Knott's Halloween Haunt. I know that there's been a lot of videos on YouTube, there's been a lot of questions, so I'm here to go ahead and answer those questions for everyone that is thinking about going. First off, definitely check it out. If you are thinking about going, definitely go and check it out. This year is pretty much amazing. So first up is Slaughterhouse. This one is last year. It's in its second year. Really good this year. Definitely worth the look. Really scary. Definitely a lot of people in there. It was definitely a really great maze this year. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Next up is Alien Annihilation. Do this one if you want to do them all. You know, this one, if you don't have time to do one of them, leave this one out. This one not that strong. I'm surprised they brought it back from last year. It was a new one last year. Wasn't as strong last year. Maybe a little bit better this year. Not much though. That's about a 3 out of 10. Next one, this is a new one. Kind of yes, kind of not a new one. It's called Lockdown the Asylum. It's basically just a rehash of last year's Asylum. Instead of a house, it's now a prison. This one was definitely worth it to check out. Would have liked it there were a little more talent in there. There were some areas where I thought there should have been some people and there weren't, but definitely a great maze. That's about an 8.5 out of 10. Some definitely good stuff in there. Next up is Club Blood. Club Blood is in its second year as well. It's Vampire Maze. Stronger than last year. Could have been better. Could have been a lot more people, but definitely stronger than last year. It's about an 8 out of 10. Definitely check that one out. That's right after lockdown, so you can just hit those two right away. Next up is a new one, Terror of London. Basically Jack the Ripper, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, all that fun stuff. Definitely one of the better mazes this year. Definitely the best new one. Probably that and the lockdown, top 2 mazes this year. That one is definitely another 9 out of 10. Next up is Doll Factory. Wish it could have been a little better. It was great last year, not so great this year. Could have been stronger. I'm going to have to give this one probably about a 6.5, a 7 out of 10. Could have been a lot better, but it wasn't. The next up is a new one. It's called Dia de los Muertos. It is in 3D. This one is definitely a good first year maze. Definitely a strong first year maze. Some good scares, some good hiding areas in it, definitely some good effects in there. Definitely check that one out if you are going. Next one up is Pyromaniacs. It is basically the log ride. Nothing different than last year. If you did it last year, you basically did it again this year. Not a whole lot of people in there. You know, you could skip it if you would like to. Next up is Uncle Bobo's Big Top of the Bazaar. This is basically the new clown maze. It's also a first year. Definitely a strong first year. Definitely way better than last year's clown maze. This is definitely a step up for the clown mazes. This is a definitely must do. I'm going to have to give it about an 8 out of 10. We did not do Black Widow's Cavern, but from what I've heard, definitely not that great this year. So, you know, you guys have to check that out for yourself. Next up is Quarantine. A lot stronger than last year, but still not one of the better mazes. I would have wished if they would have narrowed it up a little bit. It's still a lot of wide walkways and not a lot of talent in there. This is definitely probably about a 4.5, 5 out of 10. Next up is Cornstalkers. They basically flipped this one around and it kind of lost a lot of stuff. I was really hoping. It was really disappointing this year from last year. Last year was a great first year maze. This year, not so much. I'm going to have to give this one probably about a 6.5 out of 10. And last but not least is Labyrinth, if I'm saying it correctly. This one definitely not one of the more creepier ones, but definitely some good startling effects, some good effects in there. There's great talent. They're all into it. This was definitely worth checking out. It's about a 7.5, 8 out of 10. So that is it. If you have any questions, leave a comment or leave a text response or a video response. I'll try and get that back to you as soon as I can. Once again, if you are thinking about going out to Knott's Halloween Haunt, definitely check it out. We didn't see any of the shows because we wanted to bust through those mazes, but definitely check it out. It's going on until October 31st, but the later you go, the busier it's going to be. So enjoy yourself. Have fun.